in. I know it is. Hey. Hold on now. You don't think the gay mayor has some thoughts on this? You don't think I have some things that I want to say about this? You're talking to somebody that served under Don't Ask, Don't Tell. I know the moment in time that we're in. I know this is not about safety. Please. Every time I have had an opportunity to step up for our community, I have. My own service under Don't Ask, Don't Tell. When I served as the #2 over the Department of the Air Force, the way in which I tried to help make it a better opportunity for our trans brothers and sisters to serve. So please, let me just say though, it's not just about me and what is going to make me feel good. I have to think about everybody in our community and what this could mean for them. The retribution. I don't have to tell you this. We don't live in California. We don't live in Illinois. We live in Texas. And I have an obligation to think of everybody in our community in mind. So let me tell you what I've done though. I've had to sit down with Luis and the LGBTQ chamber. They've got some great ideas about how we strengthen this as a corridor. I'm all in. Let's get it done. I have a meeting with Maria. We've talked as well. Hey, give me your ideas. There's a number of ways in which we can show our pride, make sure our community feels seen and heard, and we are not inviting unneeded retribution against the most vulnerable in our community. We would be kidding ourselves if we don't think that would come. Look at what is happening in our country right now. We have to be smart. We have to stick up for ourselves. But y'all, my pride is not tied to this paint. You know why? Because it's in my heart and in my head. No one is going to take away who we are, what we have contributed to this city, to this state, and to this country. It doesn't matter what they say. We will move forward. We know our worth. We'll just figure out a different way. And you know what? I will do it with you. We will do this together. We'll do this together. 1 second, I'll answer your question when I'm done, but 1 second. We're not always going to agree. And I understand that and I respect that. And let me just say thank you for also exercising your First Amendment rights and being out here. I appreciate you doing that. Okay? About 4.5 months ago, it was unclear, right, what was gonna happen in our city. For about 4.5 months ago-ish, right, with the election. And at that time, when folks had the opportunity to weigh in and make sure our city was well led, those folks stood on the sidelines. Do you remember that? I do. Many in this community were calling them out for not endorsing and not taking steps to make sure that our city, frankly, was well led and would be led by somebody that cared about the LGBTQ community. Too many were silent. You all know who I'm talking about. So please spare me the performative politics by some. You know me. You know what I stand for. I want to do this together. I want to do with us together.
Is you not standing here right now?
It is not. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Fuck the rainbow. You quite frankly said fuck the sidewalk. It's about more than that. Right?
I appreciate you all being here, and I look forward to working with you to make sure this corridor is as strong as it can be and that our community is seen and safe. All right, have a good evening.
The question was asked if you would be willing to sign the resolution.
Should have mentioned. The city still will file an exemption, right, to the governor's directive. And I look forward to that moving forward. I'm not sure it's going to pass. I'm not sure we're going to be granted that, right? And so I would love for these things to continue. I am not optimistic about that exemption being approved just in light of where we are. And how they've actually already changed the requirement, even from when they issued that, the requirement to be granted one. So again, this is not about safety. I know where we need to go, which is how can we strengthen this? So let's focus on what we can achieve, right? And I want to manage people's expectations. Let's be pragmatic. What can we actually get done? That's what I want to focus on, okay?
What about when it comes to our rights after this? When will the battle be worth it?
If you give them an inch, they'll take a mile.
Thanks for being here.
I want to thank you all for coming. We do have an organization, SGI, that showed up that wants to sign on the end. But I just want to tell
I'm very thankful for the ways in which the Chamber has identified a couple of ways in which they want to strengthen this corridor, right? And then working with the Advisory Commission, hey, what are your ideas? Tell us what you want to do, right? There's tons of things that we could do, and so I want to make sure that we've got a good list, and we get after it as soon as possible. And frankly, moving toward that, working on those things as soon as possible, versus, I mean, again, the exemption is going to go forward. We'll see what it looks like. I'm not optimistic, again, just based on how it's already gone thus far. There are things we can do, and I think we should focus on those things.
So last two questions. How long do you think the exemption's going to take? Has the state given any indication of how long they're going to weigh that?
You know, I would have to defer to the lawyers on that. I'm not sure how long that process is.
And then,
But again, they have already changed the requirements to qualify for an exemption, even since issuing this directive initially.
what were some of those changes?
Again, I don't want to mess it up, so talk to the lawyer. The lawyer is the one that flagged it as something to consider about, again, the viability of that actually being granted.
And so if this does have to come out, what does that process look like? Is it just they come in and tear it out? I know it's probably too soon to tell, but...
Yeah, I mean, I think when you look at other cities, it has been bad, right?
Have a second thought.
I'm not an engineer on that front, but I think not unlike in other places.
He said, let's have a crosswalk, and we did.
All right,
We can make our flags all up.